Where is he? Is he? He's right. He's right over there.
I think I got a Pikachu near me. I'll be back in 5 minutes to get your Pikachu.
Oh, I almost got. Oh wait. Oh, sorry. Hey, folks.
What? Oh,
We
shit.
are live, and this is Retro Reload Pokemon Go edition. If you haven't heard about Pokemon Go, available for the iPhone and the Android, you're probably the only person on Earth that hasn't heard of Pokemon Go. So we'll talk more about that a little bit later. But as usual, first we're going to cover who we are and what we're about. I am your host, Dash V, and I'm into basically everything gaming, old school and new school. But with me today, I have some awesome co-hosts, including Miss Hedgehog. Miss Hedgehog, is the show interfering with your game playing there?
I'm trying to find Psyduck. What do you want?
So we have Lizzie, also known as Miss Hedgehog, with us today. We also have Jeremy. Thank you for putting the phone aside, Jeremy.
You're welcome. Good
So
to be here again.
Was that the Pokemon you were looking for?
Well, my
Psyduck?
phone's too old, so I can't actually play.
All right. We also have T. Pugmire from VG Collect.
Hello.
Tyler, have you caught them all yet?
I haven't caught anything yet.
I've also caught 0. How many of you caught, Lizzie?
It does have a number to tell me. Let's see. I've caught 35
35.
and 8 eggs.
35 in how many days?
3.
Wow.
Well,
that's
Is that a
hard.
lot? I don't know.
I don't know,
Yeah, that's a
man.
lot, because, I mean, she's either walking around or there's a lot near her.
I know.
Ooh, there's a Zubat coming my way. I gotta leave the phone on.
Now, Fighter Pilot, help me out here. Jeremy, you're an Android phone guy, right?
No, Apple.
Oh, Apple?
I have an
Oh, you
Apple
have an Apple phone now, though, right?
Huh?
You have an Apple phone now, but before this, you were Android, weren't you?
No, I've always had an Apple.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay. I guess I was confused because you said that you got a newer phone. Was it just because the older one didn't support the app?
Yeah, so a friend of mine, shout out to Mike. Mike, thank you. I asked him, like, hey, got any old phones I can buy off you? He's like, oh, yeah, sure. It's a broken screen. I'll give it to you to get the screen repaired. So hopefully by next week I can start playing once it comes in and I get the screen repaired.
Nice. Very nice. So, yeah, the new screens are actually pretty cheap. So,
Pay somebody to have it done, though. Don't try it yourself. That is a pain in the ass.
Yeah, I don't hire somebody to do it. But my brother, he's not a gamer at all. Like, we grew up with Pokemon, me and him. But he never play games. He texted me Sunday, yeah, I've got 50 Pokemon already. I was like, you're playing? He's like, yeah. Even my brother's playing this game, and he doesn't play video games anymore. I was like, wow.
My parents know about Pokemon Go. My mom has been cool with me walking to the park by myself. She picks me up like 2-3 hours later. She has actually been. She took me to Sam's Club yesterday, and let me walk around the store by myself. And like in the parking lot, she was like, "What are you doing?" I go, "Don't move, Mom." there was a Jigglypuff on top of the car, and I got it.
My goodness. I just want to remind folks, if I noticed that we've got quite a few viewers today. If you want to interact with us live during the show, you can do so on Twitter. Just make sure in your post that you do hashtag RRPFTW. That stands for Retro Reload Podcast for the win. So if you put that in your posts, we'll be able to see your comments and we'll bring them
Are we getting invaded?
on the show.
Whoa.
Oh my goodness. We got a Rob the Robot and a Jason Overturf.
Ooh.
Wow.
Let's see.
A wild turf has appeared.
Oh my goodness.
I need a Pokeball to catch spoiled turf.
Excellent move. You have caught a Turf 1218.
How are you gentlemen and lady doing this evening?
Oh, I'm
Good.
doing pretty good. Keeping an eye on that Zubat. There's a Zubat right over there somewhere.
In your room or in your general vicinity?
In my, I hope not in my room because yesterday there was a Weedie right on top of my Sonic plushies. So I caught that, but there's a Zubat in that direction, but I can't do anything because I'm not gonna go outside at night.
So we'll, all right, we'll get into Pokemon Go in a little bit. But Jason, what brings you onto our show today?
I was staying up late. I saw it come on, and y'all were talking about Pokemon Go, so I thought I'd swing by and see how things were.
Awesome. Have you been playing Pokemon Go yourself?
Actually, that's what made me turn this on, because yes, I have been moderately addicted to Pokemon Go. I don't play Pokemon. Never finished a Pokemon game ever. I tried Red back in the day.
Did you watch all movies?
No.
No, you had to have. It was awesome.
I know that there's a Rat-tat-tata that's about to get caught right now as we speak. Boom.
So Turf, true story, true or false? You are in audio only mode because you don't want us to see you walking around your house in your underpants catching Pokemons.
Well, I don't care that you see me in my underwear catching Pokemon, so no, that's not it. I don't know why don't have any video. It's hooked up. It's in front of me.
How many Pokemon have you caught so far?
Dude, I'm trying to catch them all. And I can't take all the credit for it. My son's really into it. So we've been like driving around. I take him to the different Poke stops, and we walk to the park and stuff like that, looking for Pokemon. So I can't take all the credit for it. But yes, I have 54 Pokemon. I've hatched 2 eggs. So I've got 7 eggs now. I did have 9.
Now, are you using the silly fan method to hatch your eggs that Lindsay showed me earlier?
No, man, we're putting it in our pocket and walking around to hatch your egg.
I saw some guy tie the thing to a silly fan and let it spin.
So I've seen that. Lizzie, you shared a video with us of a couple other methods too. Explain some of the other methods you saw in there.
I know there was the fan one. There was a guy. What was it? I mean, the one that sticks out in my mind the most is the fan.
The DJ one too.
There was a DJ where the guy actually put it on a record player and just lets it spin.
I've heard of people like tying it to their dogs, letting them roam around, or on a drone, like flying a drone around.
Wedging it with the spokes on their bicycle. Now that one I'd be scared of. Right?
Yeah, you know what? I live in a 2-story house, so what I think I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna go run up and down the stairs. That's all I'll do.
Do you have an animal? Tie to your dog and just like.
No, I have cats, and I'm afraid what my cats might do to my dog.
So you get like a hyper dog and just like take him outside and throw the ball.
Like here.
So I have to confess. I have to confess. I am gonna be that guy that gives his opinion of the game, having never played it at all. But I can definitely say it's not going to be one of those never played it and hating on it. Like, haven't played it yet, may at some point play it, but I actually think that this is great. I think that the fact that Nintendo, I wasn't expecting much from Miitomo when that released.
Team Blue won. Sorry, I was watching a Pokemon battle.
Yeah.
And it was red team, blue team just won. Yay, because I'm blue team.
All right, congrats, blue team.
You gotta explain the teams to us later, because I don't understand that.
Yeah, I don't know what the hell's going on.
So the I didn't expect much from Miitomo when it came out, which was good because I didn't think much of it after I downloaded it and installed it and tried to use it. It was pretty much it was a waste of time, a waste of resources. Takes way too long to load, all kinds of problems.
And it was dumb. Don't forget that. It was just dumb.
Yeah, it was pretty dumb, right? Like, yeah, let me just give all my... Let me just answer all these private questions that will get anonymously distributed to all these people. I can't directly add friends, right, unless I give it access to all my Facebook stuff. Yeah, it was pretty dumb. But this Pokemon thing, I think, it's good for 2 reasons. One, it's nice to see that Nintendo is trying different things in mobile. They're not just trying to create, like, mobile versions of Mario Brothers and stuff like that. Like, they're actually trying to see, like, how can we use, the mobility of the platform and things like that to actually, the augmented reality through camera and GPS and all that stuff. They're still doing what they tried to do with the Wii, which is how do we get people off the couch while they're gaming? So how do we make this like a physical activity, which I think is pretty good. And then their stock price, man. I mean, once again, at least for the time being, Nintendo can print money with this thing in terms of the stock attention that they're getting. So I think anybody that was worried that like, oh my goodness, Nintendo is done, they can't keep up, blah blah blah. This is just another example of Nintendo reinventing itself to kind of adapt to the changing times, and I think it's a great thing. Whether I personally go on to like the game or not, I think the fact that they have a successful game now on mobile, just like a ridiculously successful game out of nowhere on mobile, shows that I think there's still plenty of life left in the company.
Speaking of finances, here's a couple things. Pokemon Go has reportedly made $14 million already.
Wow.
And the Pokemon launch adds $9 billion to Nintendo's market cap internationally.
Good grief, that went up $2 billion since yesterday.
Wow.
Really? Damn.
I read $7 billion yesterday, so that's insane.
Wow.
That's
in your face, Xbox. In your face, PlayStation. Nintendo's not dead.
Well, it just goes to show like the strength of their IP.
Yeah.
It really does. These
I'm
other
amazed.
companies can come make this new stuff, but
Yeah.
people like Nintendo's old IPs.
Well, I don't even think it's just the strength of the IP. I mean, yes, yeah, Pokemon's huge, but this is a very innovative game. If you'd have come out with this, if somebody else, Digimon would have done this, or anything that was lesser known but the same type of deal, I think it would have been just as successful because this is a really cool idea. It's got people. I saw yesterday that it's done more for childhood obesity than Michelle Obama's done in 8
saw
years.
that.
Yeah.
It was neat.
But I mean, like Sundays when I think anyways, me and my son were driving around Sunday, stopping at the Pokestops. There were other people, and this is in rural Arkansas, that there were other people pulling up to these Pokestops to get their Pokeballs and revives and whatever else.
Yeah.
It's insane the amount of people. I drove through there's a small college called Lyon College in the town that I live in, and I was drove up through there today. And there's Pokestops all over the campus. And there's people walking around looking at their phone like, I know what you're doing, man. You're caught. I see what you're doing. But it's so cool that they've got so many people out there moving around, playing off their couch, outside, having fun. My son, Lord have mercy, it's hard to get him to go outside and play when it's so darn hot. But, Daddy, can we walk to the post office? There's about half a mile away from here, there's a post office that's a Pokestop. So we'll walk down there in the evening and catch Pokemon on the way and get some Pokeballs and then catch some more on the way back. It's unreal what this has done, and I think it's got a little staying power if they add to the game. Now, being there's not the whole 151 Pokemon on it or whatever, that's the red and blue, whatever there is now as far as Pokemon. If they'll just keep adding to it, I'll pay $5 for more of this because it's good. It's well done. So I'm sorry. This is y'all's show. I'm just a guest.
You're good.
No, I mean, I read an article that it's actually done a lot of people are citing like the positive like mental health aspects of this game because it's getting people outside, even people who are like maybe having issues with like depression or something. I mean, it's getting them out of bed. It's making them want to go outside.
There is
everybody. I mean, it's weird.
It's untold. I mean, how much good the sunshine does for you. Just going outside and doing. Chris, Dash, you just got back from camping. Being outside is just a different experience. You get out there, you're doing stuff. Yes, we sit inside a lot. We watch TV, watch movies, play games. That's what Retro Reload's about.
Yeah.
But man, getting outside and doing stuff, even if it takes an app on our phone, a video game or something to get out and move around, it does wonders for your psyche, I guess.
It does, and there's there's physical reasons for it too, right? I mean, the vitamin D alone, especially if you live in California where there is no clouds, it's like the sun and then it's you. So you kind of have to balance it because people they don't understand unless they've kind of experienced it. And I think everyone here at least has been to California for a period of time. Like, I mean, the sun can get to the point where it's like downright oppressive, right? I mean, like the sun here is pretty darn strong. But what's really cool is before it gets to that point where it's just downright oppressive, it's pretty amazing and energizing because if you're not used to that level of sunshine and brightness, and especially if you're out here in the middle of winter when that's winter for us is kind of like, summertime for most other, places. It's really impressive. So yeah, I was up in the mountains for about a week, and that was amazing. I was camping next to a redwood tree that was about the size of my studio, the trunk anyway, and yeah, and that was inside the mountains near Big Sur. So it was really great. My son and I had a great time. The phone did not work at all, so I missed out on all the bad news with all the shootings and all the craziness that's been going on there. But then I missed out also on all the excitement with Pokemon Go and all that stuff. So I come back and my wife is filling me in on all this stuff on the ride, home once I got into cellular range, and I'm just like, oh my goodness. So the first thing that I wanted to do is, once I got home, I still did not play video games, and we had dinner, we grilled it on the grill out on the porch, and we actually ate dinner on the porch just because I didn't want it to end, right? Like I didn't want to go back inside and kind of lock myself away, and I just had so much fun, and I was so energized from the week that I'd spent out in the middle of nature. We didn't want to let it go. So for that reason, I think I will get into Pokemon Go, and probably my wife and son, we'll go for walks and stuff around the neighborhood and see what we can see. But that said, folks, if you're gonna do Pokemon Go, please be smart. Don't be looking at your phone when you're crossing the street. We know, I've been reading articles where people have walked into traffic trying to catch a Pokemon. Don't do that. Also, be careful. Be aware of your surroundings. If you're going places that you're not usually going to, you probably want to have a Pokemon catching buddy with you, because there's some folks that are camping out at Pokemon sites to rob people. So if it looks like a sketchy neighborhood that you shouldn't be in alone, use your head. Don't go there alone.
Mm-hmm.
Pokemon aren't important enough to need a rape whistle. That's a
No.
Yeah.
just.
I'm amazed
Yeah.
though how many older people are playing. Late 20s and older. How many that age are playing this game?
There are people at my work. I noticed today while I was eating lunch that there were people across from me who just a month ago I told them, hey, they said, I heard that you got a show, blah blah blah, and you do video games, and so we're talking about it and everything. And they're like, man, where do you find the time? Like, I don't have, there were those I don't have the time type of people, and blah blah blah, and all lunch today, those same people are going like, so I've caught this one and this one. I'm still trying to find this one. Like, I know roughly where it is, but it must be in a tree or something. It was so funny to see these people do a total 180. And that's I guess what's got me so psyched about it, is that this shows, I think, that there are still some, even if this is something that Nintendo said, okay, here's our IP, we're going to outsource the actual development and all this other stuff, right? I mean, still, the fact that Nintendo still knows what projects to kind of, greenlight and give a chance to. I mean, Miitomo, terrible, but they gave it a shot.
Yeah.
This also could have been terrible. It's very new, it's very different, especially compared to Nintendo's other offerings, and it's on a platform that they don't own. So, but the fact that they were willing to put some money and some time into it, even as an outsourced project, that's the Nintendo that I want to see. My biggest concern with the NX and things like that was that it wasn't going to be innovative enough. There was a lot of innovation with the Wii, which really paid off. The Wii U, there was a bit more innovation, didn't quite pay off. Virtual Boy didn't pay off, but I want to see the Nintendo that's taking risks, that's trying things that nobody else is trying, that's giving us things that we haven't seen before, and dressing it in things that we're familiar with, right? Most people, even if they've never played a Pokemon game, kind of know what a Pokemon is, right?
Yeah.
So I think that's the killer. If they can take an IP that we're at least vaguely familiar with, and then give us something that kind of reminds us. I mean, again, who doesn't remember being a kid and running around, playing around outside? Now they've got adults going out and playing outside again, just like they were kids. And Nintendo's the only company I've been able to see time and time again deliver on that. Remember when you were a kid and you did this and it was great? Well, buckle up, because you're going to do it again.
Yeah. Because what I noticed is the great thing about the Pokemon Go app is, you can just jump right in. With Miitomo, the biggest problem was if you wanted to buy any cool outfits, you had to like collect all the coins, and all those stupid gold tickets and hope that you won whatever you wanted. Like for me, when E3 happened, they were celebrating the Legend of Zelda. So they had all these cool Link outfits, but you had to play the little crane games, and hopefully you get them. Now I got almost all the Link outfits. His black outfit I got, but I could never get the cap because the cute little Mitomo characters would always fall in the dang candy. I have over 500 pieces of candy, Nintendo. I don't know what to do with that damn candy. Why is there candy in the game? So I couldn't get the sword and his shield because it was like almost 3,000 coins, and I had to keep waiting and waiting and keep answering people's questions and collect, hoping I could get it before Nintendo removed it. I finally got it, and that's it. I'm not touching Mitomo anymore. I mean, it takes too long. With Pokemon Go, you can just jump into the game, walk around outside, and start catching, having fun, and doing that stuff. Now, that being said, you can't join gyms, and you can't play in gyms until you reach level 5. But you can go through that really quickly when you're outside.
All right. So explain to us, Lizzie. Explain to us the uninitiated. What is a gym?
Okay, everyone who's watched Pokemon knows what the gyms are. And hold on a second, because there's a Pidgey.
Only on a show about video games would somebody say, "What is a gym?"
Did I catch Pidgey? Hold on, because...
Shout out to Mike. Mike, you're watching. Another Mike, you're watching.
Is it a surprise that I'm asking what is a gym? Right? Oh, wait, hang on a second.
Yay, Pidgey was caught!
Oh,
I caught
nice.
Pidgey.
There we go. Look at that muscle. Look at that muscle.
Oh, it's good. You're in California. You can't have guns like that.
Nope.
All right,
I caught
Lizzie, what were you showing us while I was showing off my non-existent muscles?
I caught Pidgey. So, back to what the gym is. There are apparently 3 gyms. There's a yellow gym. There's yellow team, blue team, red team.
Okay.
You pick and choose which one you want once you reach level 5. Each character will say, I'm so-and-so for the yellow team. I do the blah, blah, blah. Blue is Team Mystic. And they say what they say. And then there's Team... What is it? The red one. I forgot the name of it. Oh, Instinct. And you get to pick which one you want to be part of the team. Now, me, because I love blue and I love Sonic, I went to Team Mystic. So I went to Team Blue.
All right.
Once you start leveling up your Pokemon, you get to battle in the gym. Now, you are battling for yellow, blue, red, whichever you're on. If you win, the gym's colors change, and they change to yellow, red, or blue, and then your Pokemon shows up at the gym.
Okay.
Until someone else comes by and battles you and beats you. So they can take your spot. At any time of day. So, yes, there's probably people. I have seen people at this gym by my pool area at 3 in the morning fighting for their place at the gym. Yeah, I mean, they actually battle their Pokemon at gyms at 3 in the morning. I've seen it. So yeah.
I'm trying to sign up right now on the show. We'll see what happens. Part of the other reason that I didn't join it was because I had read that.
Yeah.
Oh man.
What's wrong?
I can't create an account. I have to try back again in an hour.
I have that same problem. Those little punks made me sign up with my Google. But you know what? My Google's safe and protected because it alerts me whenever I actually sign on to this. It will send me an email immediately in the text message and say, hey, someone signed on to your account. Is that you? Yes.
Yeah, that's why I hesitated with the Google account, because I was reading articles where I guess folks are somehow, I don't know, maybe they've already patched this already and maybe I have outdated info, but from what I was reading earlier today, there's hackers stealing Google accounts through people's sign up through the app. So
don't touch mine. Yeah. There is nothing they want from me.
The app basically it has access to all of your Google account. I mean, everything. They recently patched it, though.
That's good.
So now it only, I was just actually reading about that. If you sign in and out or something, now that it only It'll update it, so now it'll only ask for your email, I think. Yeah, Google ID and email address.
Yeah, that's good.
Because people were hacking in these accounts and stealing everything.
Also, don't forget, if you want any comments, questions, anything, hashtag RRP FTW, Retro Reload Podcast for the win.
Yes.
And don't forget, we've got Pokestops in some of the weirdest spots I have ever seen.
We do. We've talked about the good. Now should we talk about the bad or the weird?
Now, Tyler, I heard you had some weird news with some of this Pokemon Go stuff.
There's a lot of weird things that are sort of related to Pokemon Go. I mean, it's just I have so many things to talk about. It's insane. I'm trying to think of the different Pokestops, whatever the hell they are. Yeah, I mean, there are. I've heard there are at the Holocaust Museum.
Yeah.
Arlington National Cemetery. I mean, all these places that it seems a little weird to be playing Pokemon while you're at the Holocaust Museum. You know.
Yeah.
And some of these venues that are these spots are trying to get themselves like removed somehow. I don't know how that works.
Yeah.
There's a guy here in Salt Lake actually whose house somehow is a Pokestop. He has people in his driveway at like all hours of the night. You know.
It's just crazy. Common sense, common courtesy.
Yeah.
So let me ask you this, Lizzie. Do you have any insight into how these Pokestops get established? Like, can you create a Pokestop? Does Nintendo create them? Are they randomly generated?
I think. I'm not entirely sure because for example, in our neighborhood we have our own pool and little gym park, for kids.
Yeah.
Both of those places have something for Pokemon. Okay, the pool is a gym, and the park right next door to it is a Pokestop. I have seen people, and I know it because I have the app, and no one can tell me no, and I can take a screen cap and show you the timestamp. 2, 3 in the fucking morning, they turn on modules, and then they're hanging out at the Pokestop with their friends.
Yeah.
Now that park is closed at dark, so once it's 8, 9 p.m., you got to go. You can't be there at 2, 3, 4 in the fucking morning. Because it's annoying people, and guess what? We have a lot of police who live in the neighborhood, and they're becoming aware of it. So if you want to get arrested because of your silly little Pokecrap, then by all means, go ahead. But you're making the game look bad, and sad to say, there's a Mormon church right on the other side of our street.
Yeah.
It's got 4 Pokestops around it. And across the street from it is a Catholic church. It also has Pokestops.
You know what? I'm sure the Mormon missionaries. Are loving that.
Yeah, especially the Catholic churches because there's like crosses outside.
But while people are in the Mormon parking lot trying to catch them all, the missionaries are in the parking lot trying to baptize them all.
Yeah, they're trying to catch them all too. So, from what I understand, I do have a little bit of insight into how these things are chosen.
Yeah.
Okay.
From what I understand, the company that Nintendo outsources to, Niantic, I think the name of or something like that.
Yep.
They had a previous game, and I don't remember the name of it. That was sort of like a geocaching type of thing. It's been out for a couple years. This is sort of based. The map is sort of based on that. So they just basically like used whatever was the assets in that game to kind of create this new thing. Yeah. So I think that it was just like a quick way to get it done.
Yeah.
You know? Now I don't know what the other game involves. I have no idea. I heard about this today actually from a friend of mine who actually plays that game. I forget what it's called, but yeah. So that's how the things were chosen in different locations.
I'm waiting to hear stuff like people getting like chased out of Area 51 by like. No, wait, you don't understand. You don't understand. There's a Pikachu in Area 51, and I'm going to catch him.
No, it's a Mewtwo. I gotta get Mewtwo.
I get shotgun that. Here's another weird news, if you guys want to hear. Pokemon player Go catches Pidgey as his wife gives birth. I don't know if she appreciated that one.
Wow.
Yeah, I've seen that. I've seen somebody caught something at their grandma's funeral. I mean,
Jeez.
crazy thing. You know, these weird
Wow.
places.
Wow.
I mean, there's actually a new thing that my my wife actually just sent this to me before the show, because she's been looking for stuff for me to talk about.
Gotcha.
Apparently there's a Pokemon called Diglett.
Yes, correct.
Diglett.
Yes, and he's
Okay, I won't make a comment, just continue.
Oh, go for it. No, so
No.
he's sort of
I mean,
phallic shaped. Put it that way.
Yeah.
So people are sort of making dick pics with this guy on
What?
like their crotch. Yeah, I mean,
oh man.
this is the thing. This is real. I'm not making this shit up. I mean,
I can say 'cause I don't do
it's
this.
crazy.
And in Wyoming, a girl found a dead body in the river.
Yes, I heard about that.
Yeah.
They found a dead body looking for Pokemon.
So apparently, they're finding all the murder bodies nowadays with Pokemon Go.
So I'm
Yeah.
gonna do some research before next show, because I have to know like how these Pokemon, like if you're on a cruise, right? Like are you gonna be tempted to like catch a Pokemon like out in the middle of the ocean?
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
That'd be interesting.
So I mean that
Or
yeah, that would be,
NASA,
if you're in Hawaii.
play Pokemon Go in space. NASA officially said that.
NASA what?
Astronauts can't play Pokemon Go in space, NASA says.
Good.
So wait, by can't, does that mean they're not allowed, or does that mean it doesn't work in space?
NASA has come out for it to say that while astronauts aboard the International Space Station do have smartphones, they aren't for personal use. Also, the devices don't have internet access, so it will be impossible to play.
Ah, okay, it's impossible to
Aw.
play. But there might actually be a Mewtwo out there in outer space.
It's on Uranus.
I mean,
You did it. You broke the host. I don't even know where to go with that one.
like I don't know if you can see this. This is what I was talking about. I'm hesitant to show this, but I mean, let's see if I can.
You have a
Alright,
number.
Make this work.
I'm gonna give you the floor. Hang on. Keep.
This is what I was talking about.
Oh my goodness.
Right?
Oh god.
Oh
You know.
my goodness.
I mean, is that not crazy? You know, people are doing this.
That is pretty crazy. That is pretty crazy. So I did hear too, though, that vendors, right, like different places, are putting up signs now that says that you can only capture the Pokemon in their place of business if you buy something.
I
Great
think
idea.
that's totally fair.
Yeah, you don't want a bunch of people hanging around. You know, that's like
I
this
know
guy
some.
here in town. His house is a Pokestop. You know,
Yeah. So
You
there's gonna have to be some kind of. I do imagine that this game is gonna get updated a lot, because I can
Oh,
see
yeah.
there being a lot of logistical problems with
Yeah.
the game, especially depending on how those Pokestops are established. I could see, especially in California where there's constantly construction, I could see Pokestops like in the middle of highways that weren't there before, right?
oh, yeah.
So
Oh, man.
they're gonna have to have a way to kind of blacklist, certain areas and stuff, and say like, look, you can't have a Mewtwo in Area 51. You can't have, Pikachu in the middle of a
Nuts.
highway. That kind of thing.
That's happened. I mean, I don't know if there was I think he was also here in town somewhere. Maybe it wasn't. I heard about it though. That there was somebody on the freeway somewhere that stopped their car in the middle of their freeway to catch a Pokemon. Caused a huge accident.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, where's the common sense here, folks? Like,
Like I said, people are getting a little obsessive. I know here in Houston, Texas, well, in Texas in general, it's been on the news. TxDOT already is like making signs, and people can get involved in this. Please don't play Pokemon Go while you're driving. I mean, they're already like, don't do it. Don't try to catch it.
doesn't it
While
say
you're
that on
driving.
the app when you sign in or
Yeah.
sign up or something? I thought I heard that.
No, it just says beware of your
Oh.
surroundings. So if you're
Oh,
walking around outside, so honestly, I don't think Nintendo was expecting people to be in their cars or riding their bike and be like, don't catch Pikachu if it's over there. Go. You're driving. You're in the middle of the freeway. Don't do it. Please don't do it. Actually, I know some places are actually asking if you walk one of our dogs in our shelters, you can play Pokemon Go. That way, the
That's
doggy
kinda
gets
cool.
exercise and you
That's
get
pretty cool. That's
Yeah.
really cool. I just tried to sign up again, and I still cannot sign up.
Well, I know. Well, I know an incident that happened here the other day. In fact, I took pictures, but I took them off the phone because I actually sent them to someone, so they're aware of it. A guy drove into our neighborhood because I was actually at the park in the day, and he quickly drove in, parked his car, jumped out of his car, and I know he's playing Pokemon Go because he had his phone. He goes down under the bridge where the sewer is, and he's down there for a few minutes. Now, a friend on my Facebook goes, maybe he had to go pee-pee. I go, well, you know what? If you have to go pee-pee down there where all the snakes and rats are, I don't know what to tell you. But he clearly was catching a Pokemon. Because when I looked at my phone, it said that there were 6 in the area. So he clearly was going down there to catch them. But people, you're putting yourself in danger. I mean, don't go under bridges where there's sewer lines, where you know there's rats and snakes and stuff like that. Don't do that. Please.
What about climbing a telephone pole? If I see a Pokemon, right?
Don't
Let's play a little game. Let's play a little game. I'm gonna make up a game on the spot. It's called Should I Catch It? And I'm gonna throw out a Pokemon in a place, and you guys have to vote on whether or not they should catch it. And viewers, you can play along too. Remember, RRP FTW Retro Reload Podcast for the win is what that stands for. But if you do hashtag RRP FTW, we will pick that up on our live Twitter feed, and we will share your comments with our viewers. So, you're holding your Pokeball there?
Yeah, I'm hold on.
All right. So Pokemon up at the top of a electricity post there, right? Like an electric utility pole. Should I climb the utility pole to catch the Pokemon? What do you think, Lizzie?
No. No, I don't need that bad.
All right, Jeremy, what do you think?
Is it a Mew at least? Because then so yes.
What do you think, Tyler?
I don't know what you're talking about, but go for it. Climb
Go
that
for
damn
it.
pole.
Okay, so folks, 2 out of 3 Retro Reload podcasters say that if you find a Pokemon at the top of an electric utility pole, you should go for it. So officially, Dash V says don't do it.
Yeah, we're not held responsible for stupidity.
Yeah, man.
Exactly.
Okay, I got one.
So here's another one. Here's another one, right? So a Pokemon, right? In the middle of a volcano. Like, say you're in Idaho, or not Idaho. There's no volcanoes in Idaho. What am I talking about?
Hawaii.
You're in Oregon, right? You're in Washington State, right? Or you're in Hawaii, and you see that there's a Pokemon like right there in the center of the volcano. What do you think, Lizzie? Do you think they should dive into the volcano to go after the Pokemon?
No, because no one's gonna know you caught it.
All right. Okay. What do you think, Jeremy?
Well, is it at least a Moltres? Because then I approve.
Come on, man.
Hey, at least I'm saying rare Pokemon here, okay?
I say you attach your phone to a drone and fly it over.
There.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, you're supposed to catch it, though.
I can picture
Yeah.
Jeremy though. I can picture Jeremy climbing to the top of a volcano and then jumping in, going, "My precious!"
I don't know how you would play the game, so I don't know if you would catch it with a drone or not, but it sounded cool. I don't know.
All right. No, definitely. I'm with you, Lizzie. I think if it's in like a sewer, or if it's in a place where there's like snakes and rats and all this kind of stuff, like if there was a Pokemon up on my roof, it would stay up on my roof.
Oh, come on. Just get a ladder.
So.
Okay, I got one. There's a Taurus in the middle of the Pugmire house. You kicking the door to grab it? Yes or no?
I would probably just knock on the door and be like, "Hey, Tyler, what's up? Can I use your restroom?" And then as soon as he said yes, I'd go in and I'd grab the Pokemon and be like,
No, because Tyler's gonna check his phone, like, what's in the area?
No, because my daughter would already have caught it by now. She is obsessed. My oldest daughter.
Here's an interesting question, and Lizzie, you can answer this for us. Can more than one person catch the Pokemon in an area?
Yes, they can, because since I've been in my park, I've been with people, and they told me, oh my gosh, this. So I listen to people's conversations. You can, because we've seen like Pidgeys in our area, and like all 4 of us can catch it. We're able to. I don't know
That's
how,
cool.
but that's pretty cool. But you'd be amazed at the things I hear when I listen to people's conversations about Pokemon Go.
All right. So far, Lizzie, what is the most outrageous / embarrassing thing you've done to catch a Pokemon?
Me? No, I'm a lady. I don't do those things.
Right.
I've been to Sam's Club. I walked around Sam's where it's very clear.
I would definitely say that's embarrassing.
Yeah, because I mean, people are like, but they're like, I know what she's doing, and you walk around and you kind of like push people's carts out of the way, and they're like, excuse you. It's like, shut up.
Well, it is Walmart, right? So I mean, you know.
Yeah, Sam's Club is basically the warehouse of Walmart.
Yeah, people at Walmart have terrible manners anyway. So you know.
Yeah, it's like, get out of my way. I'm
If
gonna
any of
catch
the
this
people at
thing.
Walmart are watching this show, I just want to say Tyler's comments reflect that of the entire crew and not himself alone. Wait a minute.
What?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah,
I might have meant that the other way around. They'll figure it out.
it's okay.
But you know
Thanks to it,
what?
yeah.
I've heard of this. Guys have seen Pokemon in women's bathrooms, so they go into the women's bathroom. Now, don't do that with... I know with all that bathroom stuff going on, but the thing is, you're going to scare people if you just randomly burst into a bathroom and be like, there's a Pikachu in that bathroom stall. Get out of my way.
So
Get
I
off
need
the
to keep a wig in
bathroom.
my car. That's what you're saying.
Huh?
I need to keep a wig in my car, so when I see one, put the wig
Yes.
on and go to the
Like-
bathroom.
Oh, hi,
You need more than a
darling.
wig.
I just
So
want to
do
catch
we-
that Pokemon over there.
do we know if this is like a U.S. only phenomenon right now, or is this like worldwide?
My friend, he's in Europe right now. He's coming back tomorrow, but he has an American Apple account. He's catching shit out there right now.
Okay, that's
Spain right now. Last I checked, he's in Spain. He's catching stuff out there.
Oh wow,
Hey,
this is really
you got-
interesting because can you imagine like the chaos on the Mexican border of people like Americans trying to go over to Mexico to catch a Pokemon, people from Mexico trying to come to No wait, you don't understand. No, it's right there. It's right behind the booth. Just let me please. I just need to
Oh man, speaking of, I'm not sure if any of y'all noticed this, but The Simpsons predicted this app like long ago because there's an episode that actually shows I forgot which Simpsons character had it, but he had this app and he was pointing to a corner which was clearly nothing there, but on his screen showed a Pikachu. So they actually predicted this app years ago, and it came true.
Huh.
That's pretty interesting. I wonder if that was inspiration maybe for the game.
Yeah, probably. But what I have seen also with the app is the good and the bad. Like the things that do annoy me is people going to closed areas at night, especially
Yeah.
when the rules say we're closed. The park right here for the last 3 days in a row, they've been there with the modules on. I remember the other day I was actually at the park in the daytime, and there was a group of people in their 20s, and they were talking to me at first, and they're like, "Hey, yeah," and I was like, I wonder what was going on here last night, because I noticed that it was all pretty and glowing flowers and stuff, and the guy told me, "Oh, that was me. I was here drinking with my buddies, and we had the module on, and we were tracking on these Pokemon." Now he told me that.
Yeah.
And this other girl drove up, and she like double parked, dumbass. She double parked, and she gets out her car, and she's like, "Hey, did you guys recover from last night? Are you still hungover?" So I listened to their whole entire conversation. I'm like, okay, so you came here at 2 in the morning, drunk, where the park specifically says close at dark, no alcohol beverages,
Right.
no drinking. They broke all the rules. Now I'm looking at my Pokemon Go app. It's no longer glowing pretty for the flowers because police have actually been called in. Because in our neighborhood we have a lot of neighborhood watches, So people are aware now, and it's starting to annoy police officers because they don't want you at closed places at night. So
I'm
don't
positive
complain.
there's gonna be an update.
Just go someplace else.
Yeah, I'm positive there's going to be an update on the back end that they'll probably come up with some way, just like with Super Mario Maker, how they came up with a way for people to bookmark site or bookmark levels and all that other stuff online, and then that affected what you saw in your searching in the game. I'm sure something similar will come up where people can propose areas that ought to be closed off or
Kind of like how Google Earth does it.
Yeah, there has to be. I mean, there's
Oh man!
because if you're a property owner and you have if you're the September 11th memorial thing in New York,
yeah,
and you don't want people there playing Pokemon because they're there, they should be there, for a different reason.
Yeah.
Then
Mormon
you should have the
temples,
right.
mosques, churches.
Yeah, you should have the right to be like,
Can y'all
no,
see
we
that?
don't want this here.
There's a live battle going on at the park.
Oh my
Cool.
god. You better call
Stupid
the
red
cops.
team won, so I'm gonna assume that's blue team fighting, and it looks like someone won. So I'm not sure what color it's gonna turn. I don't know if
Let's
it's gonna be
see,
yellow.
what do we got? Drum roll. Did it turn colors?
Not yet. It's white. It's white.
You should call the cops.
I should. They'd be like, "What are you doing here? It's after dark."
Some more news. Spotify, the music app, says Pokemon songs have tripled.
Yes, I read that. Yeah.
Oh my gosh! Yellow team won. It was a yellow team.
Oh, nice. Way to go, yellow team. I have no idea what that means. I don't know what I'm cheering.
Yay.
But next week I may know. If I can ever actually sign in, then I may too know the joy of double parking so I can catch a Pokemon in the park after hours.
Yeah, I've heard the game has pretty bad server issues depending on different times of day and where you are and things like that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
and
because this game is probably ridiculously more successful than Nintendo expected it would be.
Yeah.
another battle's going on. So let's see who wins this one. Oh, and by the way, something else that I do notice, since people do these battles at night, they tend to do it only with them and their friends. So it's kind of like, oh, this is just ours. So that
So it's
that
like a Fight
doesn't
Club.
make sense. Yeah, in a way.
Don't talk about Fight Club.
Not bad.
But I did want to talk about, okay, for all of y'all who are going out in the daytime, it is hot. Come on. It is summer, especially here in Houston, Texas. It is hot, hot, hot. So I actually saw on the news earlier today, this mommy or older lady, I'm just going to say she's a mommy because she looked like mommy age. She was playing Pokemon Go and was walking towards a park. She said a group of boys were basically yelling at this kid and bullying the kid. The kid eventually fell to the floor and passed out. And apparently it was over heat exhaustion,
Yeah.
and he had a seizure while it was so hot outside. And
Stay hydrated.
so that concerns me because a lot of people are outside, and I've seen people in my neighborhood. I know you're playing Pokemon Go because you're holding the phone out like this.
Yeah.
Okay. Do me a favor, people. Get a little backpack like this, like I have.
Get a Sonic
and
backpack.
just get one. Oh, it has to be Sonic.
Yeah, get a Sonic the Hedgehog backpack.
A Team Blue. Get some bottles of water. Have like 2-3 water, Gatorade, something to keep you hydrated. Okay, people. If you go to anime conventions, Comic Cons, you know this damn rule. You have to stay hydrated. Don't be stupid and not have water with you. Please don't do that.
Yeah.
Also, if you remember the first episode of Pokemon, Ash's mom made it clear that she packed his backpack, put all that stuff in there. Bring a few snacks with you, so that way you have something to eat. Get a cute little coin purse and some change in it, in case you pass like a gas station, if you run out of water, if you need water.
I love how every random object you hold up has Sonic on it.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter what it is. Like, do you own anything that's not Sonic?
Ask Sega. But yeah, that is my advice, people. Please get yourself a little backpack. This is a cutesy little toddler backpack, actually. It's like a little toddler backpack. And it holds water bottles, Gatorade bottles, some little fruit snacks, Get yourself a little coin purse. Don't bring your wallet with your ID and so much money in it, in case there's some dumb people out there. But keep your ID with you in case you get hit by a car or something.
Oh my goodness. Well, hopefully people aren't getting hit by a car, but we have read about folks running into traffic and all that kind of stuff. So, but I think that's a good advice to give folks out there. Like folks, like what I do understand about the game from everyone I've heard talk about it, it is definitely the kind of game where you could just intend to go outside because you're just gonna catch one of them that's out there in your yard. And then next thing you know, there's one another block away, and then there's one 2 blocks away, and then next thing you know, you've spent all morning, chasing these things. So do make sure before you go out, make sure that you're properly dressed for the weather. Make sure that you're, if you need water, that you've got water with you. That if you need snacks, you got snacks with you. If you're watching children's, watch your children's, right? Like, so folks, use your head. I don't know, what the the incentives are for catching the Pokemons and stuff like that, but certainly none of the incentives can be worth more than your life. So just enjoy the game. Definitely enjoy the game. I'm super happy to see that Nintendo has actually released something on mobile that is kind of a fire starter. So hopefully we'll see more games like this. I think this is kind of neat because a lot of other companies, right? Microsoft, Sony, they're going this VR direction. And one of the biggest things that I guess I didn't like about VR, I mean, I'm still probably going to get it and experiment with it, and there's certain games like the Resident Evil games I think that'll be really good with it. But one of the biggest bummers to me about the way that they're approaching VR is it's just another thing that further isolates me from the world, from my friends, from my family. And I remember when gaming, even if you were single-player gaming, I remember doing it, with family around, right? Even if they were just kind of like watching, wanting to see what happened, cheering you on to see if you'd actually beat Bowser that next time through, that kind of thing. And I think Nintendo remembers that. And so I'm liking the direction that Nintendo's going, where they're still open to things like augmented reality and virtual reality and that kind of stuff, but they're doing it in a way that gets people out, gets people talking, gets people interacting that wouldn't otherwise interact. Just some of us that aren't used to going outside that much need to learn to be careful, right? Look both ways before you cross the street to catch that Pokemon on the other side.
Yeah, because what I didn't know is it is starting to build people's confidence to talk to people. When I played the game on the first day and I was walking around and this boy watched me, he followed me, and he was hitting on me, man. He actually was like making conversation, and then he was like, "So how old are you?" I'm like, "That doesn't matter. As long as you're not underage and you're trying to do something." But yeah, I did notice it's starting to build people's confidence to talk to each other. So in a small, tiny way, this Pokemon Go app is kind of like a dating service now, because people are starting to meet each other and talk to each other.
I've heard that
I've seen pickup lines getting posted on Facebook. Pokemon-related pickup lines.
Man.
My goodness. Well, folks, we're about at time, so I just want to echo what Lizzie said one last time. Have fun, but be safe. All right?
Don't be stupid.
It's the summer, please. It's hot. Stay hydrated.
Yeah.
Well, even in the wintertime, it doesn't matter. We don't want anybody to freeze
Stay out the rough areas at night.
Yes. And as Jamie Oliver would say, eat your vegetables.
No.
Folks, this has been Retro Reload. We hope to see you again next week. Maybe you'll find a Pokemon, on the show. We had a great time. We hope that you'll tune in again. Next week we should have a really interesting topic for you. We did have pickups and stuff to cover today, but we skipped it because there's just so much to talk about with Pokemon Go. So hopefully you learned something about it that you didn't already know. Hopefully
It's Saturday.
What's that?
Saturday. We have a show.
Saturday we will be doing a show, but that might be post.
Okay.
So we will have a special show that we're doing Saturday. It may or may not be live. If it's not live, you can definitely look out for it. It'll still be posted on our channel and posted to the Twitter. So you're not going to want to miss it when we do post it. It's another one of those, how in the world do these guys get these guests? So.
Oh, one more bit of news I got to share.
Oh, go ahead, Lizzie.
Next Friday, it's Sonic's 25th anniversary party. So I'll be there. So yay!
Well, we
Nice.
have pictures.
Where is that
Yes.
going to be held?
It's happening during San Diego Comic Con. It's not exactly at San Diego Comic Con, but it's at something called the House of Blues. So if
Okay.
anyone's familiar with the House of Blues, it's going to be at the House of Blues. But I'm going. I'm so happy.
All right. Well, you'll have to tell us about what Pokemons you catch while you're there.
No. I'm going to ban people from using the
No,
pack.
I'm telling you, it's gonna happen. It's gonna be a giant Sega event, and there'll be gonna be tons of people there catching Pokemons. It will happen.
I'm going to steal everyone's like goodie bags.
Camera, so I have to do it.
All right, folks,
Don't-
take
don't
care.
run
We
from
will
people.
see you next week.